little bit. Now if I hear the sirens, I'm gonna think more of it.
The storm tore through Shawnee, pushing pause on in-person learning.
We had substantial roof damage here, and the building was going to have several leaks in it, so we had to get some temporary roofing on before we could get students back in.
I was really upset about it because this is going to be my last year here and we're almost done.
After a temporary fix to the school roof, students were reunited.
We all got to see each other finally because we all had different experiences because we all live all around different places and everyone had different damage.
Definitely glad to try to get some normalcy back into the lives of these students.
We're all glad to be back.
Now, the high school took the most damage from the storm. Those high schoolers will remain online throughout the rest of the year. Reporting live in Shawnee, Kylie Thomas, KOCO 5 News.
I'm glad they could get back in there to finish out the school year. Kylie, thank you. 2 victims of stolen property in Cleveland County looking for answers. The sheriff's office says while a suspect has not been identified at this point, they do believe the same people could be on a burglary spree.
Yeah, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars worth of property stolen. KOCO's Elise Jones has who the sheriff's office believes may be behind it.
These storage units in Noble, one of 2 places burglarized in Cleveland County in the past month by what the sheriff's office believes is the same suspect. They say the thieves were able to break the lock and get inside.
Several items have been stolen. This includes a blue Dodge Ram truck, 2 green ATVs, a mini bike, a chainsaw. Anyways, all those items turned out to be about over $31,000 of property stolen.
Thousands of dollars worth of property stolen from these storage units. The owner of the unit sent KOCO these photos of what was taken in hopes someone may have answers. Cameras were able to catch this video of the suspect. The sheriff's office says the gate to the storage facility was broken and that's how the thieves got inside. But it's unclear why this unit was the one targeted.
We're not sure if he was staking out, what he was doing, what he knew, but we're still trying to look into that.
And while the sheriff's office investigates this crime, they say another one took place Thursday when a suspect stole this pop-up trailer from a property in Cleveland County. They say these photos of the suspect's car and a passenger were taken, and they believe the suspect from both of these incidents may be the same. And the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office says if you recognize that truck pictured or the passenger, to call Detective Kimbrough or Crime Stoppers. We'll have their information on our website. In Cleveland County, Elise Jones, KOCO 5 News.
Elise, thank you. Tonight, some new details. A 17-year-old is dead after he was shot and killed during a dispute. Now, investigators say they have one suspect in custody. They're looking for more people who they say could be involved here. This all happened in a neighborhood Saturday afternoon. Midwest City Police say there was some kind of altercation between 2 people when shots rang out. We're told all parties involved are juveniles. One person is in custody, but investigators say more arrests could come. Christian Lacour, Ashwari Tarikonda, Daniela and Sophia Mendoza, Caillou, Cindy and James Cho. Those are the 8 victims who were tragically shot and killed at a Texas mall.
And 6 patients are still in the hospital. One of those, we're told, is the sole surviving member of the Cho family. KOCO's Abigail Ogle back with us here in studio right now. Abby, that survivor just 6 years old.
Yeah, and the only one left out of his family. On Saturday, the Cho family was among the hundreds shopping at the Allen Outlets. It's a mall just north of Dallas. Family members say that 6-year-old William, the only survivor in his immediate family, had just celebrated his birthday a few days before. His family was gunned down by a shooter armed with an assault-style rifle. One witness rushed to the scene after his son, who works at the mall, called to say there is an active shooter.
I couldn't save the second guy. The third guy actually expired while I was trying to do chest compressions. The child came out from under what I believe was the mother. It might have been a relative.
Extended members of the Cho family set up a GoFundMe for William, and the goal was to raise $50,000. Now it is sitting at more than $350,000. Other victims killed in this mall shooting include a mall security guard, a young engineer, and 2 sisters who were still in elementary school. And a local Oklahoma group is headed to Texas right now. You see a picture here of Persis from the Lutheran Church Charities in Glenpool. Persis is part of more than 100 golden retrievers across the country. They are trained to help comfort people in crisis. She also helped the victims after the Uvalde school massacre there in Texas. Tonight, when you join us here at 6 o'clock, how are these public mass shootings impacting your mental health? Maybe you feel a little bit differently about running errands and going out. We spoke to a local professional about the anxieties people are now facing while doing their everyday chores. Guys, we'll have that at 6. Back to you.
It is also senseless, Abby. Thank you so much. And speaking of senseless, Texans also rocked with this other deadly tragedy over the weekend. 8 people were killed when a driver plowed through a crowd outside of a homeless shelter. Brownsville police say the shelter is known for helping migrants with housing. Witnesses at the scene detained the driver until officers arrived. Border Patrol agents and the FBI is now helping with this investigation. Investigators have not determined whether the crash was deliberate or an accident, but that driver is being charged with 8 counts of manslaughter.
A late-night chase Saturday ended when troopers forced the driver to crash and then they hauled him to jail. KOCO's Alexandra Williams is live tonight where that all ended in Edmond.
And Alex, troopers say that they are highly trained to stop aggressive drivers like what we saw in this incident.